So now let's look at our next file. We have our immersive view, right? So we click on that, and what's happening here? So again, we have a Swift UI import, Reality Kit content. So we know we're doing something with 3D and 3D, augmented reality things because we have, or virtual reality, because we have our Reality Kit imported. We have the name, our body, our view, and this is a reality view compared to a VStack, right? So in this case, we're doing a reality view, and the content we plan to show is a scene, and the scene is named immersive. So here we're saying await, so running a task, so wait for the scene to get created, because if depending how fancy you make your scene, if you use really nice 3D models, really nice images, that takes longer to load. So you have to wait for that to finish loading, put that in the scene, and then present that to the user. So make sure you're aware of that as you're creating things. You don't want it too ugly or too bland because then it won't look good. But you have to watch out for the polish because it can take a long time to load if there's too many things in your 3D models, right? So that's what's happening here. And now it's a good time to start diving into why do we have this immersive here? And when we go back to our content view, what is happening with these IDs? So we're going to leave an immersive view, so stay here. And again, we have our preview at the bottom. So if you don't want this, just comment this out. And now it's gone, right? So we're going to move down to where it says packages right here on the left. So I'm going to use my arrow keys. I'm going to press down. I'm going to press right. I'm going to go down to sources. I'm going to press right. I'm going to go down to Reality Kit content, press right. Go down to Reality Kit content, press right. And now we have some things here that we need to see. So when I go back to immersive view, I see the scene on line 16 is called immersive, right? Where did that name come from? It comes from right here. The project comes with two free scenes, one called scene with a capital S and one called immersive. So we know where immersive is getting used. Where is scene getting used? So we know we only have 3 files. It's not in the app file because I don't see it in here. It has to be in content view. So let's start from the top. We go to the body, the view, the VStack, the model 3D, and it's named scene. So right here. So we're telling this when you load, present a model. So I'm going to turn the preview back on just to show you what's happening here. So here is the preview loading up, right? And here is scene. So what if, instead of scene, right, I'm going to take this line, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it right above it. I'm going to comment this out. So what if I come over here and I change this to immersive with a capital I and M, capital I, and then I save this, and I don't even have to save. You can see the globe turned into 2 globes now. So if I comment this line out, and then uncomment scene, the single globe comes back. So you can see if you bounce back and forth, this is how the scenes get loaded. And this works the same in your immersive view. So if you go to immersive view, we come down here, I'm going to turn the preview back on. So I'm delete these slashes here. And now what am I saying? I'm telling this to load a scene. So I'm going to copy line 16. I'm going to paste it right above, and I'm going to comment out line 17. Perfect. So now when I go to 16, I see immersive here. What scenes do I have in my list? I have immersive and scene. I'm going to type in scene with a capital S. And now we've changed which scene will appear when the user clicks the toggle. And you don't see it here, and I'm going to explain why in a second. So I'm going to go ahead and comment line 16 out and put immersive back. And now there's the 2 globes in space. So what have we gone over? We've covered what comes to the project. Here's your app file, and here's how things get started. We know that content view loads first because it's in the window group here, right? So content view, we know that he loads a 3D scene. He starts with the default of scene. We changed ours to immersive. We can put whatever we want. And then here we have some basic text right below it. We have a toggle switch right below it. On the change of this toggle switch, so when you click the toggle, it opens a scene, right? So here we open immersive space A, and where's immersive space A defined? Right back here in our app file, right? So right there is immersive space A. When he gets called, when this ID gets asked for, he's going to present immersive view. When we click on that file, here it is, the immersive view file, and it's going to load a scene. The scene it's going to load is immersive or scene, whichever one you have commented out, that's the one it's going to load. So now we can do is we can run our project. So you're going to go to the top of your scene. So if you click play, you may get an error, you may not. What you want to do is you'll see the play button, your project title again, and then kind of a blank space here. Click on this, and here's where you pick your devices. So if you have an actual physical AVP, it would be, you could add it and list it right here and click on it here. We're using the simulator and we already downloaded it, so we will click it right here, and now we can click play. And it will take a minute to run and load. You can see it building and do what it needs to do up here on the top right. And it'll do what it needs to do to start your simulator. If you have your volume turned up, you'll hear the Vision Pro turn on, and it'll do what it needs to do. So I'm going to switch apps here, and I'm going to come to my simulator, and you can see the app is started. The Vision Pro is loaded, and you could see the scene that we created, right? So my scene may look different than yours. On the very top right, there's like two little mountain icons. If you click on that, you can decide what you want this to look like. Do you want it daytime or nighttime? Do you want a larger room or do you want a smaller room? Do you want a kitchen? You can define wherever you want your space to take place. So for this, I'm going to be in the larger museum during the daytime, just for the sake of this demo. So now we have everything working. I can see here the show immersive space applesauce. When I click on this checkbox here, the two globes appear as we asked it to. So it's loading the immersive space scene or the immersive scene. When I click this, it turns that scene off. And here we have our starter scenes. Let's go back to content view. And I'm going to comment out line 22 where it says to load model 3D immersive. I'm going to put back the default of scene, and then I run it again. It's going to build. And now here is scene running in the middle. I click show immersive or toggle the space, and now here's the immersive scene, and here's the stock scene running at the same time. If I go to immersive view, again, if I comment out line 16 and line 17, I switch that out. So now scene is activated and immersive is deactivated and commented out. I run it again. So now I see scene, which is what I asked for in the content view. When I check this box, it loads and it runs the immersive view. So when I check this box, it runs it. So we're wondering, did it work? Where's it at? If I hold control and I drag the screen, I can look around. And there, right at your feet, is the scene. And I'm about to show you why. So again, we're going to go back to content view. Here I have scene that's loading in the beginning. I'm going to change this to immersive. So I have immersive, I have scene. I'm going to leave the immersive view. I want him to start with scene and comment out immersive. I'm going to hit run or the play button. And if your screen is looking down, on the very bottom right, you'll see a camera with like a back arrow. Click on that. That'll reset your camera to look up. So now I can see I have immersive scene loaded, which is two globes. There's nothing in the middle. When I click the checkbox, it looks like nothing happened. But again, if you hold control on your Mac and drag the screen down, it's right there at your feet. Why is that? We're going to explain it right now.